If you're a fan of the Addams Family, then you know that they have an extremely large extended family, stretching all the way back to the 17th century and even prehistoric times. But usually, these family members are just one-off characters, and we can't really connect them back to the Addams Family that we know and love. So that's why today, I'll make an updated family tree for every version of the Addams Family to see how everyone's related. I did this before in my original Addams Family series, but I'll go more in depth on every adaptation. So we'll start with the first adaptation, which is the 1964 Addams Family series. This show created the first relationships in the Addams Family universe, since the comics didn't really say much. All we knew was that Gomez and Morticia were Wednesday and Pugsley's parents, but we didn't know whose mom Grandmama was, and Uncle Fester was just kind of there. Here is the 1964 Addams Family tree, and let's start at the top with Gomez's grandparents on the Addams side. So Gomez's grandparents had Gomez's father and another child. Then Father Addams got married to Adora, or Grandmama, making her into an Addams. Then they gave birth to Gomez. Going back up to Father Addams' sibling, they had cousin It, making he and Gomez first cousins. Now we go back to the front side, which is Morticia's family. We start with Morticia's grandparents. They had Hester, who is Granny Frump, and Uncle Fester. The 1964 series is the only adaptation where Fester is Morticia's uncle, making him Wednesday and Pugsley's great uncle. Hester got married to Father Frump, making her a Frump, and had Morticia and Ophelia. And of course, Morticia got married to Gomez, giving birth to Wednesday and Pugsley. Also, Cousin It and Ophelia are connected, since they dated after Gomez stopped he and Ophelia's arranged marriage. So I put she and It as exes. I would have put Gomez and Ophelia as exes, but they weren't really in a real relationship, and also it would make the family tree look way more complicated. So that's it for the 1964 family tree. I really like this one since I enjoy the dynamic of Fester being Morticia's uncle, and it gives the show a nice balance since Grandmama Addams has a family member the same age as her to hang out with. Next is the 1972 and 73 family tree. This tree was used for the 1972 Scooby-Doo crossover and the 1973 Addams Family series. We can see that the tree is pretty simple. Let's start with Gomez's side, with his grandparents again. They get married and have two children, Father Addams and his sibling. Father Addams gets married to Mother Addams, and they have Gomez, and now Fester. This is the first adaptation where Fester is Gomez's brother, making him Wednesday and Pugsley's uncle instead of their great uncle. Father Addams' sibling also has cousin It. Then on the Frump side, we start with Father Frump and now Fladora Frump. In this adaptation, they make Grandmama Morticia's mother. We're going to see this change a lot throughout the adaptations. Those two then have Morticia, and she gets married to Gomez, giving birth to Wednesday and Pugsley. I like this tree, it's pretty simple and gets to the point. This adaptation isn't really remembered by many people, but surprisingly, it was the baseline for most other Addams Family trees after it. Now we're on to the 1977 family tree. It was used for Halloween with the new Addams Family. This adaptation has the same cast from the 1960s since it was the reboot of the first series, but it switches up the family tree quite a bit. It has most of the same relationships besides Gomez's parents having another child, giving Gomez a brother, Pancho Addams, making Pancho the children's uncle. Also, speaking of children, Gomez and Morticia had two more children after Wednesday and Pugsley. Guess what they named them? Wednesday and Pugsley Jr. Like, what's going on? I genuinely hate this family tree. They could have kept the first family tree for the reboot. Why did Gomez need a random brother that we never even heard of before? And if they were gonna give Gomez and Morticia more kids, they could have at least gave them different names. I could have put this tree with the 1964 one since it's the same universe, but I honestly don't count this movie as canon anyway, so I gave it its separate tree. Next, we have the family tree from the 1991 and 1993 films. The first movie pretty much uses the 1973 tree, but in the 1993 film, we get some more additions, so I just put them both together here. Let's start again with Gomez's grandparents. They have Father Addams and his sibling. Father Addams marries Mother Addams, and they have Gomez and Fester. Gomez and Morticia then have the children. In this film, Uncle Fester gets married to Debbie Jelinski, the serial gold digger, but in her attempt to kill the family, she dies, and that's why their line is dotted, since they're not married anymore. So Father Addams' sibling had cousin It, and then It got married to Margaret Alford, who was Tully's, or Gomez's ex-lawyer's, wife. Tully died after they tried to scam the Addamses out of their money, and Margaret got married to It just because he's that boy. Together they had What Addams, and from her previous marriage, she and Tully had Tully Jr., who mysteriously disappears in the second movie for some reason. This makes What and Tully Jr. Wednesday and Pugsley's second cousins. Also on Morticia's side, we just have Granny Frump getting married to Father Frump and having Morticia and Ophelia. She and Gomez have Wednesday, Pugsley, and a new child, Pubert. I really love this family tree just because it's so messy and fun. But also, it's just my favorite Addams Family version, so maybe I'm biased. Tully will also be very mad if he knew that he was on the Addams Family tree. Next, we have the tree from the 1998 film. This one pretty much is the same as the 1973 tree, but with two new additions. Let's start on the Addams side. We have Gomez's grandfather, Mortimer Addams, and his grandmother, Delia. They got married and had Father Addams and his sibling. Father Addams met Mother Addams, and they had Gomez and Fester. And Father Addams' sibling had cousin It. Then Gomez and Morticia have Wednesday and Pugsley. On the Frump side, we just have Esmeralda Frump, or Granny Frump, and Morticia. They always keep changing Grandmama and Granny Frump's names. Don't ask me why. Now, surprisingly, this family tree is the most complex tree in the whole franchise. Or maybe it's neck to neck with the 90s movies. The new Addams Family from 1998 was a reboot of the 1964 series with most of the same episodes, but it does something that the original show didn't really do much. The 1964 show talked about a bunch of random family members, but they never actually brought them into the show. But the 1998 series actually brings some of these characters into the episodes, making it one of the biggest Addams Family trees. Let's start with Gomez's family again. At the top, we have Gomez's grandfather, Mortimer Addams, who was actually played by John Astin, the original Gomez. He got married to Delia, and they had Father Addams and its parent. But after Delia passed away, he got remarried to Deandra Addams. On Adora's side, we can start from her dad and her mom, who she calls Muma, and they had Adora and her brother, Jester, who was actually Gomez's and Fester's uncle. Then Adora met Father Addams and had the boys. Its parent has him as well. On Morticia's side, we have Griselda Frump, or Granny Frump, and Father Frump, and they have Morticia and Ophelia. Morticia gets married to Gomez, and they have Wednesday and Pugsley. Ophelia and It also have their summer fling again. Next, we have the Addams Family tree from the 2019 and 2022 versions. And we'll start from Gomez's grandparents again, going down to Father Addams and its parent. Grandmama also has a sister in these movies, Aunt Sloom, who is Gomez and Fester's aunt and the children's great aunt. Father Addams meets Grandmama Addams. Together they have Fester and Gomez, and its parent has cousin It. On the Frump side, we have Mother and Father Frump. Together they had Morticia and Ophelia, and Morticia and Gomez have Pugsley and Wednesday. Now on to the final family tree, the current Addams Family series, Wednesday. As you can see, this is the most simple family tree, only having 10 members. So we start at the top with Mother and Father Addams. They have Fester and Gomez. On the Frump side, we have Father Frump and Hester Frump. They named Granny Frump Hester again, like the 1960s series, but this time it low-key doesn't make sense since Hester was named that since Fester was her brother. But whatever. Those two have Morticia and Ophelia. Ophelia is a faceless character in Wednesday Season 2, but we'll get to see more of her in Wednesday Season 3. Then Gomez and Morticia have Wednesday and Pugsley. There are also distant ancestors like Goody Addams, but she's too old to be traced back to anyone. I assume this family tree will extend further in future seasons, since there were references to Cousin It in the new series. And we already saw them add new people in Season 2, since Granny Frump and Ophelia were just recently added. So that's all of the Addams Family trees in every adaptation. Let me know what's your favorite one, and let me know what family members you want added in Wednesday Season 3. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you in the next video.